There is a special macro language in the system which allows users to program their own company-specific operations, reports, and so on. Let's look at this tool. Go to the menu, Administrate, and Macros. And here you can see a list of macros which are automatically installed by the system. There are some fields here on this screen. For example, the field comment shows what macro is about. We can see also its name, type, whether it's default or not, and so on. Now let's add new macro. Name it, let's say, my macro. In this drop-down menu, we can see what type of macros are there in the system. These are universal, form-related macros, salary-specific, auxiliary, and so on. Let's look at universal macro at first. And here in the field comment, I'm gonna specify that it's my macro. Okay, and you can see this new macro here. We can open it. There is a button, open macro, for that at the top of the screen. Let's click this button. And this is a screen where you can program the macro by using special tools. We'll talk about later how it can be done. Also, there is a button, Run Macro, at the right top of the screen, and you can run selected macro by using this button. But if we try to run this newly added macro, we won't be able to do that because there is no macro operator in it. So let's look at one of these macros which already programmed. Take, let's say, this one, exchange, and open. As you can see, it's already programmed, so we can run this macro from this screen by using this button. You can enter some information here, finish, and do whatever you want. We can run these macros from other menus as well. For example, in the menu Accounting and Macro Transaction, now you can see a newly added My Macro. So if you program macros in the list of macros, they will appear automatically here as well. On top of that, you can add Programmed by Yourself macro to the menu Tasks, and it will appear not only in these menus, but also here in the taskbar. In order to add a macro to the tasks, we should move to the menu Tasks. Now let's add, for example, to the Accounting Tasks, New Task menu. In this field, Menu Text, I'm gonna specify that it's my macro, and select from the list of macros, newly added macro. Save. However, we can see this macro in the menu Tasks or in the taskbar only after we log in the system again. So let's close the system and log in again. Now go to the menu Accounting, and here it is, this recently added My Macro. You can find it here in the menu Tasks as well. So you can run Edit by Yourself macros from here, but now we can't run this macro because, as you may remember, this macro is empty. there is another way to run automatically these macros which comes with the system or those you programmed yourself. For that, there is a checkbox here, run at system startup. We can't run newly edit macro because, as you may remember, this macro is empty. So to see how this tool works, let's look at this exchange macro again. Update, turn on this box, run at system startup. Now we should close the system and log in again. And the system will automatically run this macro without any additional buttons or menus. Also, we can run the macro from the menu file. We should select Run Macro from File, and a Windows Explorer screen appears where you can select macro file, but first we need to save a macro as a file. So let's move to the menu Administrate and Macros. Select the macro we want to save. For example, let's select this Exchange macro again, open, and export it. Name it whatever you want and select location. I'm gonna save it in a C drive. Now we can run this macro from the menu, Run Macro from File. And perform this macro. So any of these macros here in the list of macros we're able to change, save as a file, and send to our partners or colleagues.